I'm Richard Gunter, son of Alicia Gunter and Leon Gunter. And I was born in a place called Mysłowice, which is not very far from Katowice in Polish Śląsk. I was born in May, 18th of May 1926, so in 1939 I was very sick for the first 4 years particularly, and they couldn't cope with me, and they took me to my grandparents, Helena Gunter and Ernest Gunter, in a place called Jarosław, which is a quite old town on the river San. I stayed there, and the joke was in the family that I was sold to the grandparents, so that they bought me for a bucket of fruit. For the next at least 6 years, till I was about 10 years old, I was still in home and couldn't go to school because I was constantly so sick. Before the war, of course, I went with my parents on holidays as well. They come and took me, you see, and once before the war, probably at the age of 10, my grandfather gave me a box camera. I took it once, first time I think on that trip we went to Baltic Hell. Hell is a półwysep, which is a little, not an island, but a part of land sticking out into the Baltic Sea. Probably in 1938, maybe just year before the war, because there was already some kind of movement of Germans' planes coming around this hell. I noticed professional photographer kneeling on one leg and taking picture of group of, I don't know, parents and probably one or maybe two children, I don't remember anything, standing up, and guess what was live in front of them? Unbelievable. It was live stork. So I took my camera and I took a picture. And when eventually that it was all developed and I show around my pictures, everybody who saw this picture, that to me was an excellent picture, how did you do it, and so on. So I said, well, I just came about it and so it took a snaps and things like that. But that made my interest in photography build tremendously. I was 17, and my mother said, well, you could join the Polish underground army. I will arrange it for you if you want me to. And sure, eventually a guy came in and said he's a Felix, as he was told, and I think you want to learn something about the army and things like that, what to do. And he made arrangements. He said, you realize that you swear alliance, so you can't say to anybody anything else on it, but if you can get time off, you can come to this place. And this was shoe shop in the main Jarosław street, there where I joined the partisan group of Mewa, and I stay with them till 1945, 1st of July, when they were dismissed. And I was involved in two main actions. First action, which we were, I shot the guy because he was running away and didn't stop. I called him. He ran through what you call it, where you put horse manure outside and things like that, you know, to finish the process, and he fell there. So I made sure that he was dead and give him a second shot in the head, and because I didn't know if he was pretending maybe that he's dead, you see. Well, that was my first experience. That was early in January. I shot that guy in the thing, and I didn't make any difference. That was part of the job, I thought, you see. So they were impressed. Another experience was that we went and picked up somewhere 2 Uber or spies, which I was told, I don't know. Anyway, eventually they were told to be executed. And I was selected because I was good shot. They knew about it. You see, the group was maximum only in emergency up to 15 people. Normally there was about 8 or 10 of us all together, you see. And this time we picked them up, those guys, and Borutan and I was told to use your job to take them in the woods, lay them down and shoot them in the back of the heads, each one once. That's 2 shots in the head, must be definite that they are dead, you see. So we went and did this, and that my 3 guys I know now. Months later, or more, in March 21st, at the first day of spring in 1945, which the war is going well for us, you know, the Russians are standing and on the point of going to Berlin and so on, but not yet at the moment, you see. We were involved with the Uber. We were on the couple miles of Sieniawa, on the right-hand side of the river, and about 2 miles away maybe, in the middle of the woods, in Leśniczówka, what is in Polish mean, which means a house, little thing, which the guy who looks after the certain part of the wood lives in there, you see. I don't know how big was the group, but the guy was talking about 100 maybe Uber people came in and arrested in 2 houses or 3 houses people who they think that we were staying there, and made searches everywhere. Well, we didn't leave anything behind us, you see. I mean, my bicycle maybe was left there somewhere, but nobody would know it. It was a woman's bicycle, lady's thing, old one, you know. And we decided that we go and pick up a couple other fellows on the way, and we did. And it was up to about 15 people was, I think, when we were traveling. We had horse-driven wagons, on which 4 or 5 of us sit on, and as fast as possible we were going down, but past Sieniawa from the woods to the main road, which we did up, and then we went in the woods on the north light, and we were hoping to catch them, come into the crossroads. They apparently came from the little town called Przeworsk, which was about 15 kilometers west from Jarosław. So we were expecting them to go there, and they need to go from Ubieszów along that road over there. So we hope that if we come in touch time, we can occupy that corner, crossroads of the 2 main roads, you see, from 3 sides, because one side, when they will be coming from the right, on the left there was no trees, there was cut out empty space, you see. And if we could be in the woods, then we can attack them, and really they had no chance of any attacks. Unfortunately, it took us much longer probably than we thought. We met them at this road on a bend. They came up from the north and we were coming to the north, you see. Because they were in wagons as well, horse-drawn, like that. And they rushed out, and we were all on the left-hand side of the woods, you see. Although woods were on the bad side, but mainly on the right side. That was on the 21st of March, first day of spring. Started at nearly midnight and ran for quite a while. Unfortunately, one of our people, I think, what I learned later, got in a position on a hill or something where they were anxious to take that position for some reason, but they were not behind any woods or anything, and 2 guys got killed, and then the other 2 people jumped in to take the gun and started shooting in the same position, and they were shot off, you see. I was looking for anybody in the woods, and I was lying between the trees, and I was looking at, and I thought I knew somebody, so I aim and fire some couple shots from the stun gun. I don't know if I killed the guy or not, but at the same time that person was maybe shot and caught me. But because, you see, I moved away, the bullet went through my back down here, just the side of the body, breaking some ribs and things like that. So I follow his instruction. Lying on the ground, I rolled off a little hill and got down backwards, and then when I went to this house, and the guy was outside. He says, "What's happening?" I said, "We're fighting Hubert," I said to this guy. "Oh my goodness, you're wounded, you want to lie down somewhere?" I said, "Well, can you hide me?" He says, "Yes, of course, come quickly." And he took me inside. And this man was very good, and he bandaged me, put this thing on, bandaged me so that it stopped the blood and so forth and things like that, and then opened a sitting bench like this, you see, sort of thing, but wooden one, which we call in Poland bambetel, and we had in our house in a conservatory similar thing, wooden bench like that, where you could pull the side of the thing out if you want to, and take the things out and turn them upside down and so on. But in his case, what he did, he emptied the thing outside, put a blanket in for me to lie down, and I lie down with a little pillow on the head or something like that, and he said, "I'll close it up so that you be inside that, and if you keep quiet, nobody will know that you're there." And I fall asleep eventually. In the middle of the night, I was waken up by this man undoing the bed and opening it, and he said, "Your friends are here to get you." They had a wagon as well for me to lie down or something like that, or I could sit even. So I was quite well. I wasn't, little pain I have in here, but the blood was all right, coagulated, because my right always coagulated well, quickly and things like that. And they took me there to this place, and they picked up all the guns what they could rescue, and the 4 dead bodies, and they have them in the 2 wagons. They already gone to Sieniawa, to the main road, and I think we went, I don't know if this way or through the river, I don't remember, because I was lying in this wagon, you know, covered up as well. I was taken to another house where came, I thought was a doctor, but it turned out they called him Felcher. He wasn't quite full-size doctor. He was sort of unqualified doctor. And I thought particularly about him because he said that, "Oh, you need to lie on a straw so that it takes the pressure off you and the heat off you and the gorączka, that's the temperature you have." And I thought, what a bloody silly things. But then I realized, because I heard him saying, when you change the thing, burn the straw. And I realized what he meant, because I was still bleeding, probably. So if I bleed on a straw and somebody let them know or whatever, they were looking for us, obviously, and they would find in this guy on the ground somewhere, a bit of straw with the blood on it. Hey, how did the blood got in there? Who did you have here? You know, you were bleeding somewhere, you see? So I realized that was not his thing. Anyway, so I don't know how long I stayed there, maybe 3 days or something in thing. So that will probably make already a week after that. And I recovered pretty well, you see. I could quickly walk and go. And I went, did I go on a bicycle or not? I don't think so. I don't know how I got in. Maybe somebody took me in a horse-drawn carriage, you see, to Jarosław, to home. And that's the story of, you can maybe cross the last one thing.